Very sad news. Loudly crying face, the painful secret of Blackpink. Lisa loudly crying face, the heartbreaking truth behind his smile. In the humid, bustling heat of Thailand, a young girl once stood before a mirror, mimicking the movements of her idols with a fire in her eyes that no one could extinguish. Her name was Pranpriya Manobal, known today by the world as Lisa. To millions, Lisa is the indomitable rap queen of Blackpink, a fashion icon, and a global powerhouse who seems to move with the grace of a god. But behind the record-breaking solo debuts and the glittering stage costumes lies a story of profound isolation. A teenager who survived in a foreign land without knowing a single word of its language, and a woman who has fought a relentless battle against prejudice and loneliness. This is not just a story of a K-pop star. This is the story of a girl who left her home at 14 with a suitcase full of dreams and a heart full of fear, only to become the world's most resilient survivor. This is the deep, emotional journey of Lisa. The journey began with a leap of faith that most adults would be too terrified to take. At just 14 years old, Lisa became the only person to pass the YG Entertainment auditions in Thailand. But the victory was bittersweet. To chase her dream, Lisa had to leave her parents, her culture, and her comfort behind. Various media sources and past interviews suggest that those early years in South Korea were a season of crushing loneliness. Imagine being a child in a high-pressure training center where you cannot understand the instructions, the jokes, or the comfort offered by others. Lisa was strictly forbidden from speaking English or Thai by her instructors to force her to learn Korean. She lived in a world of silence, nodding her head while her heart was screaming for home. The emotional strain was immense. She was a young girl who would go back to her dormitory and cry into her pillow, wondering if the sacrifice of her childhood would ever be worth the pain of her present. The trainee years were a brutal test of Lisa's physical and mental limits. Lisa was known as the ace of the dance floor, but the pressure to maintain that title was suffocating. She would train for 12 to 15 hours a day, her muscles aching and her feet bruised, knowing that at any moment, she could be sent back to Thailand as a failure. Various media reports and the Light Up the Sky documentary reveal that Lisa faced moments of intense self-doubt. She saw other talented trainees come and go, and the fear of being next was a constant ghost in the room. There were times when the physical exhaustion merged with mental fatigue, leaving Lisa feeling like a machine rather than a human being. The struggle wasn't just about the dancing. It was about the identity she was losing while trying to become what the industry demanded. There was a moment of profound heartbreak that many fans might not fully realize. During her early years in Korea, Lisa felt like an outsider not just because of the language, but because of her heritage. According to various media sources and fan accounts, Lisa faced subtle and overt forms of discrimination for being the only non-Korean member of her group. There were times when she felt unwanted, reading harsh comments online that attacked her background and her appearance. Disclaimer: while Lisa rarely speaks of this pain directly, various media sources suggest that these periods of xenophobic criticism pushed her to a breaking point where she questioned her place in the industry. She felt like she had to work twice as hard just to be considered equal. She almost broke. She almost packed her bags and returned to the warmth of her mother's arms in Thailand, convinced that she was fighting a war she could never win. But she stayed. Lisa stayed because she realized that her success wasn't just for her. It was for every young girl in Southeast Asia who had been told her dreams were too big for her borders. Even as Blackpink became the biggest girl group in the world, the shadows of burnout and loneliness remained. Verified reports and interviews have hinted at the immense pressure Lisa felt while managing her solo career alongside group activities. The isolation of being a global superstar means Lisa often spends her birthdays and holidays away from her family. In 2020, Lisa faced a devastating betrayal when it was verified that her former manager had defrauded her of a large sum of money, roughly 1 billion Korean won. This was a person Lisa trusted like a brother, someone who had been with her since her trainee days. The emotional trauma of being betrayed by a father figure in a foreign country was a blow that nearly shattered her faith in humanity. She had to stand on stage and smile for millions while knowing that the person behind the scenes had stolen from her soul. Why do people love Lalisa with such an unbreakable loyalty? It is because she is the personification of the great pretender in the best possible way. She carries her pain so that others can feel joy. People love Lalisa because she remains the most humble person in the room. She is the star who visits her dance teachers in Thailand and treats them with the same respect she did when she was a student. She is loved because of her Lilies film series, where she shares her art with raw passion. Fans see the human behind the brand, the girl who loves her cats, the daughter who treats her stepfather with immense love, and the woman who uses her wealth to build schools in her hometown of Buriram. She doesn't just represent a group. Lalisa represents the possibility of a girl from a small town conquering the world without losing herself. The professional achievements of Lalisa are verified milestones of history. She holds multiple Guinness World Records, including the most viewed YouTube music video by a solo artist in 24 hours for Lalisa. Verified data from the music industry shows that Lalisa is the most followed K-pop idol on Instagram, a testament to her unprecedented global reach. According to various media sources and financial analysts, Lalisa's net worth is estimated to be between $25 and $30 million, and her influence as a CEO of her own label LOUD has set a new standard for artist independence. She is a global ambassador for Celine and Bulgari, redefined the Lalisa effect in the fashion world, and has won multiple MTV Video Music Awards as the first K-pop soloist to do so. But for Lalisa, the true achievement is being able to buy a home for her parents and seeing the pride in their eyes. Looking toward the future, Lalisa dreams of a life where she has total creative control. Her future plans involve expanding LOUD into a global creative powerhouse and exploring new genres of music that reflect her Thai roots. She dreams of a world where her heritage is celebrated, not just tolerated. Lalisa wants to be an artist who bridges the gap between East and West, a woman who is remembered for her kindness as much as her choreography. She plans to continue her journey in acting, having been cast in major international productions like The White Lotus, showing that the girl from Buriram has no limits. The story of Lalisa is a testament to the power of a mother's love and a daughter's grit. She is the girl who learned a new language in the dark so she could sing in the light. She is the foreigner who became a national pride. Lalisa took the rejection, the betrayal, and the xenophobia, and she turned them into a crown of diamonds. She showed the world that you don't need to look like everyone else or speak like everyone else to belong everywhere. As the narration fades, let the weight of her journey settle. Think of the 14-year-old girl at the airport, leaving her mother's hand to walk into a world that didn't want her yet. Think of the thousands of hours she spent dancing in the dark while the world was sleeping. Lalisa is a reminder that the loudest applause often follows the longest silence. We honor Lalisa for her strength, we admire her for her talent, but we respect her for her survival. Thank you, Lalisa, for proving that a girl with a dream is the most dangerous and beautiful thing in the world. Your story is a melody of resilience, and as long as you dance, the world will be watching with the deepest respect.